Welcome back. We're looking at Israel moment number 16. Jews worship a different God than Christians. Let's take a look.
Hello, this is Pastor Steven Anderson from Faithful Word Baptist Church in Tempe, Arizona. Today I want to talk about 1 John 2:23. It says, "Whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father, but he that acknowledgeth the Son hath the Father also." And the reason I point out this verse is that many people will teach today that the Jews worship the same God that we as Christians worship. You know, they have the same God. They believe the Old Testament.
It's false logic. It doesn't matter what other people say, false arguments that they make. Building kind of a straw man off a false premise. Doesn't matter what people who don't understand say that the Jews believe.
You'll hear that all the time from people. And they'll even use the word Judeo-Christian, basically lumping Jews and Christians together as worshiping the true God of the Bible. But according to this verse, the Jews do not worship the same God that we worship, because the Bible says, "Whosoever denieth the Son, the same hath not the Father." So how can you say they have the same God when the Bible says they do not have the Father? Because if they don't have the Son, they don't have the Father. So let me ask you this. Who do they have? Who are they worshiping today in Judaism? We know it's not God the Father because they don't acknowledge the Son. Therefore, they don't have the Father. You know who they're worshiping? A false God. A false God is who they're worshiping. And we need to stop saying that the Jews have the same God that we as Christians have, because if they don't have the Son, they don't have the Father. That's why the Bible also calls them the synagogue of Satan. Because, you know, they're not of the Lord, they're of their father, the devil. That's what the Bible says.
Again, the point's irrelevant. It doesn't matter. Yes, they do. They are, I guess, in essence, devil worshippers. They worship false gods. And it doesn't really matter, because the Bible says when they're going to turn back to the Lord at the second advent. Read Hebrews 8:8-11, Jeremiah 31:31-34. Read Ezekiel 36, verses 21-38. They come back into the land in unbelief. That's where they are right now. And it's when he comes back. It says in Romans 11, verse that he failed to read in the two videos that he went over in Romans 11. He read Romans 11, he did a video on verse 28, then he did a video on verses 25 and 26. And verse 27 says, "For this is my covenant unto them," meaning the Jews, "when I shall take away their sins." So that's when he's going to take away their sins at the second advent, when he returns. Not much more to say. We've covered it in other videos. It's no surprise that they are enemies of the gospel. It's no surprise that they worship false gods. It's no surprise that they're unbelievers. It's what the Bible says. However, the Bible also says that they are beloved for the Father's sake, that the promises still pertain to them, in Romans chapter 9, verses 3 and 4, and that they're going to turn back to Jesus Christ when he returns. So it doesn't matter if you think it doesn't agree with what you perceive should happen. It's what the Bible says. So that's all for this one, guys. Have a good night. See you in the next one.